All right, so this is the plein air painting that I recently did out in the field in my sketchbook. And I just really loved doing this painting, and I loved the colors and the composition. And so I want to turn it into a plein air, into a studio painting. And so I have here a panel that I've made, which is 16 by 20. And I spent quite a long time kind of refining the drawing. These are clouds, and like kind of designing the clouds that I wanted. And um, I also like added some figures. This is supposed to be a figure and a dog, we'll see. And I kind of tried to get just a little bit more detail with the trees. The other thing is you can see that the ratio here, it's a little bit more of a landscape, like longer than shorter. But over here, 16 by 20, so I compressed the composition in a little bit more. If you're wondering about this white stuff, because the board here, this is just a Mi Tientes Canson, basically a map board. It's kind of like a poster board, but it's archival, and it has a little bit of tooth, if you can see there, I think. So I like that, and it's really nice for drawing on. And then once I did the drawing, I sealed it with acrylic matte medium. And this is a technique that I've seen James Gurney do in his oil painting video course, which I have, is to texture your painting like you would for impastos with acrylic. Um, what is this called? Basically, it's like acrylic paste, modeling paste. And so I went in with the palette knife and with the brush to just get like some of these really thick and juicy texture and impasto for the tree, which I'm really excited about. And also like some of the kind of grass um, textures and things like that. And basically, to me, the benefit of doing this is that I can get that sort of impressionistic, really thick oil painting look without having to put really thick oil paint and have it take, months to dry or whatever. So I haven't done a ton of studio paintings, but like I said, just this scene that I painted really called to me, and I guess I've been wanting to explore that idea of studio painting a little bit more, and like taking sketches that really speak to me or that I really enjoy doing and making them a little bit larger, making it feel a little bit more like artwork that you might hang on a wall. And I guess I just enjoyed painting that scene so much that I kind of want to paint it again, but maybe make it a little bit better. And also use the time that I have in the studio to, maybe like let some of the paint dry, perhaps, or like do things like getting texture when that's maybe a little bit harder when you're just doing kind of one shot in the field. And so I don't know, it's all an experiment. We'll see. But yeah, we're just kind of seeing what happens. I would say I'm not really a studio painter, but I like this idea of maybe having a painting on the easel that I can just work on a little bit here or there, maybe when it's like a million degrees outside, or if there's a sketch that I feel is really good, that would make a larger piece. So this allows me to kind of experiment and just try some of those things out, and it's a learning experience for me. So we're gonna give it a go and see what happens. Okay, so I just put out my colors here, and it's kind of an extended palette. I probably won't use all of the colors, but I'll just tell you everything that I have. Titanium white, cadmium lemon, cadmium medium, cadmium yellow medium, cadmium orange, quinacridone magenta, am I saying that right? Cadmium red light, viridian green, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, ivory black, burnt sienna, and yellow ochre. And the idea behind all of this is to have um, basically a warm and a cool of each of the primaries, plus some earth tones. So basically black being a earth tone blue, burnt sienna being an earth tone red, yellow ochre being an earth tone yellow, and then having a couple of these colors in between to just give me some vibrancy with the viridian and the orange. And I don't know that I'll use them, but one of the, this is kind of a new palette to me, to be honest with you. But one of the things that I have been using them with, because they're so bright, is to use them to neutralize other colors. So I found like that is kind of useful. And I've been debating about like what I want to do for medium, and I think I'm just gonna do, I was debating about using some solvent-free gel by Gamblin, which I did use on this sketch, but I'm not sure if I really want to use it right now. So all I have out here is just a little bit of linseed oil, and these are oil paints if I didn't say before. So we'll just see what happens. I'm just going to kind of go in with trying to mix some darks. So I'm pretty pleased with this effort. I was trying to keep my darks very thin, but I did use a little bit of medium because I just needed a little bit more flow. And one thing that I discovered was like this texture is extremely hard to paint on. So that's kind of a learning process for me. Really, really hard to paint on. I was like really scrubbing in the paint and I still didn't fully cover it. So we will see how that goes in future sessions. But I did try to keep these dark paints pretty thin, just so hopefully it will dry and it can be soft, and I will like put more paint on top of it, probably on the next painting session. But overall, I do like how it's shaping up. I like the larger size. I feel like I'm able to control my drawing a little bit, like with the tree trunks and the branches. That feels just like a little bit more easy to control and get realistic looking. I mostly just used two brushes, kind of a small and a medium-sized bristle brush. And it was really fun to just kind of like get in there and like aggressively scrub and stuff. And I don't know. I'm kind of noticing here when I'm looking on the camera that there's sort of like a 1, 2, 3. So I might break up that shape. I think I definitely want to break up that shape. That's like too uniform and I just didn't really notice it. But I do like how this tree is shaping up, and I try to put in like some lines of grass that would like lead your eye this way as well as this way. And I'm sort of inventing a little bit of a path there that I'm going to put, I'm going to have to reestablish my figures because I kind of painted that over. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with how this went and I enjoyed it. And I think next time, I'm excited to kind of get into the sky and, maybe adjust these shapes. So, it's a little bit of a process, but I'm enjoying it. And yeah, not bad for a single session. So we'll leave it off there. And remember, if you have a voice that matters, go be creative. I'll see you next time.